Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is your weekly WWE's NXT review. I'm your host, LK from KocoSports.net. I'm going it solo today with your weekly NXT review. Boom, boom, MIA, Sammy, MIA. So it'll be me cranking down this show, 5th of October 2016. And you guys in the comments, I want to hear from you. Do you give this show a win? Do you give this show a loss? Do you give this show a tie? Immediately off the bat, I give this show a win. I generally do. I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was 1 hour in length. It flew by. Good, enjoyable main event. We're rocking and rolling now with the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, which I checked the brackets out earlier on this afternoon. It blew my mind of just how amazingly brilliant this tag team tournament looks. And we're coming off an amazing cruiserweight tournament. We're heading into a possible women's tournament, obviously, because they've been talking online recently about are they going to be doing what they did with the cruiserweights with the women. We have the tag tournament here. Absolutely sensational. I'm a big fan of tournaments. I always have been. I always will, especially with like a Dusty Rhodes Memorial tournament. I know AAW this weekend have a tournament memorial show. So if you're in Chicago, check them out. But not for this. We'll go straight to the show. First round in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic match of the Bollywood Boys versus the Authors of Pain. The Bollywood Boys come out. They start off. The crowd are really into the Bollywood Boys. Now, I watch independent pro wrestling, American and English, and I've never been a fan of the Bollywood Boys, but when they're in NXT, there is a big reaction. I don't know if it's because this is the first match taped of the TV tapings at Full Sail, or if I'm the only person alive who doesn't have any interest in Bollywood Boys. So I'll be interested in you guys. Obviously, I want a win-loss or tie rating of the show, but also I want to hear, what is your opinion on the Bollywood Boys? Mine is that they come out, they dance, and that's about it. Like, I haven't actually seen very much of them, so maybe it's a bit, shady of me to judge. But from what I've seen, I'm not particularly interested in them. Maybe I should give them time. If anyone has recommendations for me to watch specific matches, I'll go check them out with pleasure. But right now, the way I stand, I have zero shits about Bollywood Boys. Authors of Pain, Paul Ellering, they're growing on me slightly. Like, I still don't think that I'm going to take them seriously in this tournament. I think they're going to go deep, but how are you going to have these guys lose? Like, being serious now, they have to be in the finals. I just don't think that they're made for a long match. I don't think they look like they could handle a long match. All I've seen is squash matches again, so it's hard for me to judge. I can't really judge either of these teams. I haven't seen them in long feuds or a long match. The crowd behind Bollywood Boys, I liked at the start where one of the Bollywood Boys just starts slapping him, just trying to get some quick offense in, just to get anything. But then the Authors of Pain hit destruction, hit a Russian leg sweep into the clothesline to get the win. Basically an extended squash. And I touched on this last week. I think it was last week or the week before. I do so many damn shows. It's unbelievable. It generally is. I get mixed and matched. I was talking about Authors of Pain, so it must have been last week's NXT review. I don't like their finisher. Like, they could have a double choke slam, or they could do a double anything. They do a fucking leg sweep and clothesline. Like, I know it's NXT, I know it's sometimes difficult, and I get caught up with this. This is the developmental territory, really, of WWE. So it's difficult to remember, hey, this is still trainees. That's a bit difficult, but when they're on TV, when they're on the network, I just have a higher expectation. Change their finisher, and Booms, I think it was, who I was with last week, said at least it's easy for them to hit and that you can do it anywhere. I just don't care. I want something big, something memorable. They're just out there and they're black. I want them to be I want them to make me remember them, make me remember who they are. Then we have Rich Swann versus Patrick Clark. Clark comes out. He's acting, how do I put this in a way that doesn't offend anyone? Because this world now has become a very politically corrupt world. Like, there's YouTubers getting banned for extremist comments. I don't want to get the fucking channel banned. Patrick Clark is coming out, and he's either acting gay, not that there's anything wrong with that, or transsexual. He reminded me, an easier way of explaining. He was acting Orlando Jordan. How about that? In TNA, that being not that to that extreme, of course, but he was acting, similarly to Orlando Jordan in TNA back in 2010. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's 2016 and everything, that shit doesn't matter anymore. I'm not calling that shit. I'm just saying that stuff doesn't matter. You know, you could be whatever you want. You're a human being. But it's just different when, I don't know. I don't want to touch on this. I don't want to get in trouble. It's just very awkward. I'm probably going to talk about that later on my VIP shows, probably. Swan makes me happy. That's as simple. I've got my notes here. Just Swan makes me so happy. Just can you handle this? Can you handle this? Like when he comes out, he's rocking and rolling, and it makes me happy. I like characters like that in pro wrestling. You know, you have your serious ones, you have your main eventers, you know, fighting, you know, gutting it out for the world title. And then you have Rich Swann who comes out and just dances and just loves life. And it's just, you know, it's entertainment. I want to feel, in an hour show, I want to feel anger, happiness, and excitement. Those three ones. Anger, excitement, happiness. I got anger at the end with the heel turn. Happiness with Rich Swann. Excitement because of the main event. Swan hits a spin kick to the head and a standing moonsault. We kind of did a handstand into a standing moonsault. I was upset I didn't get to see the springboard, the standing 450. I'm a big fan of Swan standing 450, but I'll take it. So a win for Swan. Obviously, Swan's heading into the Dusty Rhodes Tag Classic with No Way Jose. And we'll get on that later because there's an interview. Then we have Peyton Royce versus Danielle Camella. I always do that. I don't know if any of you realize this, okay? Whenever I talk about, you know, the different wrestlers, and depending on where they come from, sometimes I change the accent. I don't know if anyone noticed that. So you had Billy Kay with Peyton Royce, Royce with a very diva-ish. And this could be an insult. You could take this as an insult, but I can assure you this was not an insult to the very beautiful Peyton Royce. Very diva-ish entrance. Very whorish, so to speak. Yeah, I'll admit it. Very whorish. But Peyton Royce, Fisherman Suplex gets the win. Short, simple match. Guessing we're building Royce because they built Liv Morgan and then last week they had her demolished by Asuka, which was needed. Liv Roadman Morgan, if you don't know what that means, check. Actually, I'll explain it now. We've got loads of time. A roadman is a person, if you call them people, that wear a bucket hat. They have bucket hats. They have like a fanny pack kind of bag, and they walk around like this, and they spit on the floor, and they'll stab you on the streets. In England, well, in the South Coast anyway, we call them roadmen. Roadman. Fucking hell. Unbelievable. I fucking hate roadmen. Awful people. Royce gets on with the Fisherman Suplex. I like that. I can see potential in her. I can see Vinnie Mac liking her a lot. I hope she's good at blowjobs with Vinnie Mac. Jesus. Rude and Ty Dillinger then cut a promo hyping their first round tag team classic match next week and hyping the Glorious 10, hinting at tension in between the teams, them arguing, bickering. I like this. I generally like this. They're doing a great job of promoting this NXT tag team title tournament, or not tag team, you know, Dusty Rhodes Classic tournament. They really are. They're really driving it and nailing it home. And it's actually to the point where I'm actually excited. You know, I'm more excited for this tournament than I am the Taker event with Joe and Nakamura. I'm guessing that's what we're going to get. But that was a great transition into Dan Mehta. He comes out. This could get me heat. I don't care. I don't like him. Already. I've never seen him wrestle. Never seen him work. Don't want to. Do you know why? This could get me heat. I don't give a fuck. The first thing that comes out, he's a former NFL player. To me, that means his passion, his love, what he loves is American football. He did wrestling because, I'll give it a go. Not, I want this, I've been working 15 years for this, I need this is my life, this is what I love. I hate that. I hate that. That's disgusting. It's just wrong. It's wrong. You may hate me for this. I hate football players who come over to be wrestlers. Same as UFC. So it's taken me a while to like Matt Riddle, because at the start I was too busy. Oh no, his passion is UFC, and now he's just, I'll give wrestling a go. I don't like that. It really fucks me off. Joe comes out, headbutts, beats the shit out of this jobber. And yeah, I call him a jobber because he's a former NFL fucking player. Joe cuts a great promo saying, TikTok, who is next to get their head rocked? Really good promo. He then basically demands that William Regal comes out and gives him a NXT championship match, or he's just going to continue to destroy the future of NXT, the NXT roster. Good promo, beat up the NFL player. See that as a win-win. No Way Jose and Rich Swann, then they cut a promo hyping the Tag Classic, and they basically sing each other's song. Rich Swann, can you handle this? Can you handle? And then No Way Jose. That's basically it. Fucking hilarious promo. First time in a long time I've enjoyed No Way Jose. You guys know I think the guy's a goofy sack of shit, but I enjoyed him in this. Then in the main event of the evening, Andrade Almas and Cedric Alexander versus the Revival. I love everyone in that ring. I love Almas. I love Alexander. I love Dash and Dawson. Fucking great match here. Alexander hit a running flip to the floor. Revival are just so good at just the old school cut the ring in half, face in peril. It felt like an old school tag team main event. Almas was the face in peril, allowing Alexander to get the hot tag. He cleared house. A beautiful bridged roll up from Alexander for 2. Revival hit the Shatter Machine to get the win. Smart to have the tag champs go over here. I want them to go deep in this tournament. Maybe we can get a Revival Authors of Pain final. I haven't looked at the brackets properly to just see. Maybe we could do a fantasy bracketology where we all write down our fantasy brackets and post them somewhere. It's difficult now with ProWrestling.me cancelled. It's really difficult to do shit like that. But I think that could be interesting. Maybe a show just breaking down the brackets. I'm pretty sure there's lots of people who don't know spoilers. I, for one, am the master. And it's taken me so many years. I've mastered the art of not finding out spoilers. And you know how I do that? It's called the mute button on Twitter for several websites. After the match, Almas gets standing ovation for Alexander, and then he snaps and attacks Alexander. Insane heat. You suck chance to Almas to close the show. Great swerve. I was pleasantly and happily surprised with this. Again, as I just mentioned, I didn't read spoilers. I didn't know this was coming. And when it came, it was absolutely fucking amazing. Awesome work there. Really was great. Just Almas was so believable, and the beatdown and his intensity just dialed it up to 999. Unbelievably great. And I think the options now of Almas as a heel is just a lot better. I think you could do Almas versus Nakamura if properly booked. That would be great. There's not a lot of baby faces anymore in NXT top tier anyway, because you got Nakamura, you got Bobby Roode heel, kind of. Aries heel. Nakamura, Joe heel. Maybe that was the wrong thing to do, but if he wasn't built properly, maybe have an Almas Ty Dillinger feud. I don't know, but I'm just looking forward to seeing what they do with it and what promos he can cut. Just changing the dynamic. It's not working as a babyface, so what you do is old school. You turn the guy heel. It's just logical. See that? How about this? Okay, so we will compare. The NXT to Raw. On Monday Night Raw, okay, you have Roman Reigns. He's insanely booed. Or we'll call that no reaction. Almas, no reaction, really. Let's face it, it's called a spade. No real reaction. So NXT turn him heel, because then they know he's going to get a big reaction, because they didn't give a fuck before, but now they give a fuck, he's heel. Imagine if they did that with Roman Reigns on Raw. Get a live comments. Almonza Awad. See, again, I did that. Whenever I say like a foreign name, I always do it in an accent. It's really weird. Who do you think will win the Dusty Classic? And think Samoa Joe main roster debut will be on SmackDown after Survivor Series? P.S. What team do you think will represent Raw versus SmackDown? I don't know if they're actually doing the Raw versus SmackDown match at Survivor Series. If they are, we'll play a little bit fancy there. So I'll answer your first question here. Who do you think will win the Dusty Rhodes Classic? I think Revival. It just makes sense to complete their year. Tag team champions, Dusty Rhodes Classic champions. Just simple. And to answer your question, SmackDown, you would have it depends. It's just so difficult because you don't know who's in feuds at the time. Like if it was logically, you'd have AJ, Orton, Cena, maybe Miz, Bray Wyatt, Raw's Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, and Rusev. That's just how it would be, but there you are. There you have it. That's right now the way the cards position. That's what it would be. But you got to take into consideration there would be a Universal title, World title match, a US title, and IC title. So it would just be a bit more difficult to just see what the dynamic is at that time. So thank you very much for joining me for the NXT review, your weekly show. Thank you everyone for joining live. Thank you everyone for listening at home or anywhere in the world. Thank you for watching. More importantly, make sure you check us out at KocoSports.net. Check out my VIP channel, lkvip.podbean.com, 99 pence a month, or about $1.19 a month for even more pro wrestling goodness. That being said, like, comment, subscribe, buy Dave Koco's book in the link in the description box below, Operation Freakshow. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll be damn sure catching your asses down the line.